What is going on, people of YouTube? My name is Kurtyo and welcome to my brand new FIFA World Series called Feed the Beasts. First of all, I introduce to you the two beasts. Up front we have Doris Fuakuputu and Shola Ameobi, two players that, one, literally play with him because you will find out he is an absolute monster, and two, it's just Shola Ameobi. Who else are you going to stick up front? But I'll show you what the series involves. Now, Shola Ameobi and Doris Fuakuputu need to be fed with only the finest assists from the finest of players. So they are on a mission to fly around the world and create teams from different countries to have the best players in their dream team. As you can see, we haven't played any games, so our dream team is looking quite empty. But hopefully, by the end of all this, that team will be filled up. Now, the aim is to score with the two beasts up front. For every game in which the beasts score, I get to buy a new player. So that's every game one of these two score, I get to buy a new player. And for every win that I get, whether they score, whether they don't, I get to buy a new player. Now, for every loss I get, I have to sell the longest serving player on the team, and that player can never return to any team. So let's say I'd bought all these players and the longest serving was Haris Vukic in the centre. If I lost, he would have to be sold and he could never play on my team again. And also, for every game when neither of the beasts score, I have to sell the longest serving player, and again he can never return. But it doesn't always have to go that way. If, let's say, I lose, but Shola Ameobi or Doris Fuakuputu scores a goal, then that'll be cancelled out and there'll be no changes to the team. So I won't have to sell longest serving player and buy a new one. There'll just be no changes and it'll go as if there was just nothing happening. Now, the beasts will move on to the next country after they get 10 wins in their current country. And they'll also be given a nickname to every player that scores on my team. Now, I also have nicknames for these two. Doris Fuakuputu, only Toby or Fluffy Puffy Nut will understand this. He is Golden Boy, quite literally because he's the first shiny gold player that I bought, and he got the name Golden Boy on my other accounts. And Shola Ameobi is Dave from Newcastle. I could tell you how that is, but I'd like to see if someone find that out instead. Now, our first country we're going to start off with is in Australia. We don't have any Australian players, but I'd just like to say one thing is the nationality, not the league. So I can't have players like Del Piero, like Emil Heskey, although they're both strikers. They can't go into my team because they're not Australian. It has to be Australian players. So I can have people like Tim Cahill, for example. So, without further ado, let's get straight into our first game and hope we go off to a flying start. Also, just to quickly show you, 0 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses, and also I got the coins from my other account to buy the two players, and also the two introductory games you play when you first get this game. Onto the first squad we were playing. This guy, I don't think he knew what he was doing at first. Striker and left back, but he had Thiago Neves, and if you've played with Thiago Neves or against Thiago Neves, you know he is always a danger. But on to our first highlight. Dave from Newcastle was through, ruthlessly taken out by the defender. Horrible challenge. Red card resulting in that. I didn't score from the free kick after, but the goal kick resulted in the first goal. Dave from England managed to punt it straight at the keeper, rebounded it and dropped it straight into Fuakuputu, tramping it, we might say, making that 1-0, and it was 2-0 just slightly after, with Ameobi having pace, power, strength and the finishing ability of a god, and showing why he is a beast, making that 2-0, and that's how it ended. So I got to buy two new players, one of which was Mark Schwarzer from Chelsea for 500 coins, and second of which was the 71 rated centre back Reece Williams from Middlesbrough for 700 coins. On to game number 2. You may recognise this squad. I did at first and I thought, oh wait, that's exactly the same guy I've played last time. But the game itself was totally different. I was dominated in the first half an hour, to be quite honest. And then I managed to get my first chance of the game. I thought Fuakuputu might have been through. He got tackled. Then the keeper with a dodgy touch, and Fuakuputu tackled him. He'll gobble them up all day, and that made it 1-0 to me after 30 minutes of the game being played. And then, just like last game, there was a red card for that horrific challenge. The guy almost had his legs cut off with that disgusting tackle. Second red card in 2 games for this guy, and then we moved on to the second half, in which he managed to grab a penalty. I didn't think it was a penalty personally. It was really quite a soft one, but it's a penalty nevertheless, despite the complaining of my players. And I did dive the right way, but it wasn't enough to save the penalty. Fofana made it 1-1, and that made it game on. And in the 74th minute, a nice 1-2, and a beautiful chip over the keeper, just didn't put it in. But he tapped the ball in anyway, with Fran Sandaza making that 2-1, and then he sent his player through on goal again, Jeremy Lascelles, but Schwarzer showing why I shouldn't have changed my keeper, making that 3-1 to him, and that is how the game ended, and that is how this episode ended. 1 win, 1 loss. We did lose that game, but because we did score one of the beasts, we don't have to sell any players. But thank you guys for watching. 3 games in the next episode, I promise. If you like the video, leave a like. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Subscribe if you feel like I'm worthy, and I'll catch you all in the next episode. Peace out.